Hello, my lovelies. Now, you may notice I have not followed any of my own directions, and I've told all the other teachers to make sure you have a neutral background, clean your desk, all that kind of things, um, because I no longer care. Uh, I have curtains. They got hung up the other day, so that's quite exciting. Had to wait till level 3 because the curtain track didn't arrive until then, because that's how life rolls. Yes, the much-awaited cheese tour is going to happen. Potentially filming that tomorrow. I filmed the first half, and then I got given a whole stack of cheese. So if I was ever going to have the ideal cheese tour, now's the time. So tomorrow I will make cheese scones. I'm thinking 2 types of blue cheese and parmesan. And I was going to do cayenne pepper. And then Jamie recommended paprika, and that would work quite nicely too. So maybe both. But I'm worried that I think I only have smoked paprika. Anyway, these are things that don't matter. So your task, remember in the Google Classroom chatty what's it thing on Monday, we looked at characters. So thinking about the characters that you've got in your play, mostly have a look at what you've already got. If you've only got a page of script, cool, just use that. If you've got less, cool, just use that. If you've just got your bubble sheet, just use that. And ask yourself this question: what does this character want? If you can't come up with a reason as to what they want, you need to come up with a justification as to why they're there. If that justification is because you need them to set a mood, or because they are important people in the story, then cool, as long as you can justify it. If we were going to look at something like A Beautiful Mind, that was the movie with Russell Crowe and all the numbers and the people who weren't really there, and I just whacked myself in the head with a wand because that's the kind of person it turns out I am these days. In that movie, I've said so many times it's ridiculous. I should not be out of practice at this. Anyway, in that movie, what they did is they altered the story of the relationship between him and his wife. And they did that so that it wasn't a distraction to the story of his mental health issues. So you can do that kind of thing. There's other movies. There's other movies whereby the timeline gets taken from here and squished right together. Bohemian Rhapsody, where they took the movie and the reveal of when Freddie Mercury knew he had AIDS and when he told everybody else in the band, they did it at Live Aid or right before the Live Aid concert, because that's the best time for it to happen within that movie context or within that moment for drama. It doesn't mean that it's historically accurate, it's just based on historical events. So that's what I'm saying we're allowed to do. We can tutu with things. So if you've got your main character, decide, do you want your main character to be the hero? Some of you definitely have like main characters that you don't necessarily want to be a hero, or main characters who aren't even going to be around for the entire play. But look at it in terms of each scene. What does that character want? If the character wants something and it keeps going through the scene getting exactly what it wants, the flow-on effect should be that the other characters in the scene should be not getting what they want. Because you can't quite have everybody getting what they want. Because then what ends up happening is it's a case where it's like, Juanita walks into the room. She says, you know what I'd like? I'd like a Red Bull. Willie walks into the room and says, you know what I've got for you, Juanita? I've got you a Red Bull. And the peasants rejoice. It's not a story. I mean, it's basically the reality of how most of my days at school used to be, and I'm not complaining about that. But the reality of the situation for drama is, if you've got a scene where nothing much is going on because everybody is agreeing with everybody else and it's all going along according to plan, or even if you've got a villainous character who's managing to do all the things that he wanted to do, but everybody else in its way is just basically like, you've taken away that opportunity for drama. So look for those opportunities. So today's task, have a look at your characters. Find the moments where drama exists. Where's the conflict? If you don't have the conflict, either decide Is it a filler character that you need because something needs to happen in this moment and there needs to be somebody there? Or change the character up, put somebody in the way, have somebody question what's going on, or say no, because that's the easiest way of having your other characters be able to say, but this is why I need you to do what it is I need you to do, if that makes sense. We could do a few more examples, and we probably will over the course of the week. By the end of this week, what I'm hoping is that we'll all have at least one scene. The level 2s, you're probably going to be getting close to have a finished draft. But for the level 3s, don't try and get perfection. Just try to get some ideas down on paper, because once they're on paper, like we saw with Josh's script, once they're there, we can have a look and we can say, right, we like the mysterious men, we want more of them. We're not sure what lady wants or why she's there. What are we doing with her? We've got these ministers and something cool is going on with them. Give us some context. You know, are the mysterious men connected with the ministers? Could they be connected with the ministers? Because how many groups of mysterious people and paranoid people do you want within one performance? You know, try to also work out from your audience's perspective, where is your audience going to be putting their sympathies? Are they going to be saying, right, you're the guy that I'm backing and you're the guy that I want to take down, and then when this guy's got all the things going in his favour, much like Macbeth, yeah, we can say Macbeth because we're not on stage. So Macbeth, everything's going right for Macbeth. He kills the king, he becomes the king, he's told that he's, you know, doesn't need to fear anybody. It's great. On the other side, we see Macduff, who's just there, and then all of a sudden his family gets brutally massacred. Then he's got to do some revenge. So we've got this one where we feel sorry for Macduff, but we know from the witches, beware Macduff. But, you know, then we get that whole no man of woman born. Then we get that little kicker from old Willie Shakes of no man of woman born, and he's all like, "Ours bone bashes Sarah section, death." So that's that gripping moment. Yes, so find those moments and put a character in the way. If you don't have conflict in a scene, put some conflict in there. It does not need to be conflict in the terms of, you know, Chris Hemsworth comes bursting out of the forest and says, "I challenge you to a duel," and a battle happens. Not that kind of conflict, but the kind of conflict where there's something in the way or an obstacle that needs to be overcome. Or if not overcome, an obstacle that needs to be something that you fall down in spite of and then have to get up and do something else. Or I'm sure you understand at this point, yes. So keep flicking me your bits and pieces if you want me to have a look at them. I will be emailing you the sheets that we did on Monday, which are just quality drawings, quality. When I did catch up with some of my friends, they were like, "How did you get so much pen on your finger?" And I was like, honestly, I don't know, because I write with this hand. I'm a special needs human being, that's for sure. So I'm going to now go and potentially make some cheese scones, definitely film a cheese tour, and write a little ditty for Miss Patton. Keep watching the Facebook page for more. Yep. So take care of each other, be kind, and I will be seeing you. Keep flicking me your work if you want some feedback. Alrighty, bye.